So, hello. In this tutorial, I want to tell you how to use wordwall. If you are with the internet and you open wordwall, you have to use the password and the username I gave you. Of course, you won't see the password here, but of course, I can give it you later again. And then you are logged in. At the beginning, you can see that there are different languages to use. So you can use your own language mostly, or you can use English. Of course, if I work with my students, they use the German language to create some word games. If you are at home, you have a summary of some of the templates you can do with WordWall. I will give you an overview and then I will show you some examples. Then I will create some examples and then I will show you why wordwall is, in my opinion, one of the best and most attractive way to create learning games. So number one is matchup. If you have one question and one answer which can be matched, you can use this one. For example, capitals. You have the country, Spain and Madrid, Italy and Rome. Yeah, and Paris, France and Paris and Austria and Vienna and so on. One answer belongs to one question. The only thing is that there couldn't be more questions belonging to the same answer. This is not, then this won't be able to work. A quiz. Here it's a kind of multiple choice, of course. For example, you have uh, the country, France, and then you have four different cities, and you have to choose the right country, which is, or the right city, which is the capital, for example. The random wheel is not possible to create a special game, but it's, for example, a nice idea to find out who is the next student to perform or do something like this. Missing word means that you have a kind of gap text and you have some words to fill in the gaps, and the kids have to find the right word for filling the gap. Group sort means, for example, you have let's say you have animals and plants, and you should decide whether a special word belongs to the animal group or the plant group. States again, you have maybe some continents, Europe, Asia, Africa, and maybe America, and you have a country, and you should do it, fill it in the right group. Um, Matching pairs is it's the same as match up. Um, it works with memory. You can, for example, you can have here the exercise and this math exercise, the solution. Or of course, you can have the same pictures, for example. So it's a real memory. Ensemble means you have, yeah, you understand. You have wrong order in a sentence, and you have put the words in the right order. Random cards, I don't know really what it means, but you can check it afterwards. Find the match is something like match up, just another same database. Open the box is nice, but it's not really a game. Word search, of course, you have a topic and you have hidden some words, and they have to find them. For example, find 10 words of colors in English and so on. Anagram means, of course, you have letters in the wrong way and you have to put them in the right way that the word is to find out the correct word. A label diagram shows the right place on a picture. A game show quiz has to do with the same as multiple choice, for example, as here. It's just another template, a more attractive template, I'm sure. Cards have to do with match up. So as one side the question, at the other side the answer. Crossword, yeah, it's also the same as match up with words, definitely. So you have the question, for example, which is the capital uh, of Japan, as you fill in here Tokyo and so on. Um, Here this is the same. I don't use it often, and guacamole means it has to do with group sort. For example, punch all moles which are animals, for example. Yes, so which belong to the group of animal. So these are the most attractive template games or templates for games, which you can create in wordwall. There are some more, but these are the most attractive, which are on the first page before this. So if you want to really know how it's before you start creating, you can click to see some examples. For example, for the match app, you see some examples which are very easy to understand. And of course, you can open the examples and let's say um, hmm, this one, for example, and then you can see how it works. And then you can decide whether you want to do it. Um, Swimming pool belongs to swim, for example. Okay. Yeah, I think it's easy and you understand how it works. Here, you always see the time which you use, which you need for the game. Here at the end, you can submit the answers, but we will try it in a game I will create. So as I told you, you can look at all templates, how they work, before you decide to do it. Now I want to show you how to create the game, and before of this I have to tell you that creating activities just means to fill databases, not more, not less. Let's start with the most easy, match up. I will do a very easy one, let's say colors. And here I will write, for example, tomato and red, banana, yellow, and cucumber and green. That's okay for now. You see here, you can add minimum 3, maximum 30. But I'm finished now. What I already told you, you can't mention, for example, two fruits or two things which have the same color. They all here, the definitions must, and the definitions must be different. So now the game is finished, you see, you can try it, and then you can see that you can submit the answers and, oh, I didn't do the right, but so I missed the game. But you can find your place on the leaderboard. So you could type your name. For example, if you work with kids, it's for challenges or competitions, the best one, who is the first or who is the best on the leaderboard. The thing I want to tell you, want to show you is that with this one, with this, of course, you can share it now by publishing it and copying the web page. Of course, you also can share it on social media or end it in a blog, for example. So there are a lot of ways to share this game, which needed less than 1 minute wordwall quite attractive is that you build this database and you composed, let's say, a matchup game, but you also composed, for example, a quiz game. So, example, you see with these answers, you also can do a quiz and yeah, now I didn't make any mistake. And the same procedure, leaderboard, and so on. You also could create a game show quiz or play it on you with your class, a game show quiz, which looks in the form of an American quiz show, for example, and so on. You see, yeah, okay, you have some jokers, of course, as you know it from Jeopardy or something like this. Yeah, I won't finish this. And you see, there are a lot of variety of exercises you can do with this kind of game. Let's try, for example, um, the the airplane game is quite attractive for the students. You have a question and you have the plane, and the plane has to fly to the white cloud. So it flies to banana, and then the next task comes, the green one should, of course, it should fly to the green cloud and so on. You see all again, you have here the clock and mm, you have here the number of lives you have and so on. And then you already have the leaderboard again. So here it is a short flight because it was a very short quiz, for example. And the other thing which is very, very attractive for using wordwall is that you don't only have this online games, you also have worksheets. For example, you have the worksheet match up here. So you see it's a small, nice worksheet and so on. But you also can have the worksheet as the crossword. So you see, yeah, you could fill in tomato and so on. If you swap the columns, which is possible, you can put the colors here, and you can make a quiz here, for example. They are all PDF files, which can be printed or downloaded here and shared with your students, of course. So if you have made no filled one database, you have a variety of exercises and a variety of worksheets to create on the same time. Let's make one more. For example, I will do this one with group sort. So let's say Italy, France, or Germany. So here you can name group. Group 1 is Italy. Group 2 is France. And add a group. Group 3 is Germany. And here you add the answers. With Italy, you can write Rome, Pisa, Florence, and Milano, for example. And in France, Paris, and Lyon, and so on. Well, French capital, French cities at the moment. Okay, Germany, Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, hier Strasbourg, and so on. So, and then you have it's finished. Click on done, and the game is created. Of course, you always you could share it again. Click publish, copy the code or share it here. And then you have the same things here. And for example, you can do this one instead of this. Hmm. Oh, I don't know how this is working, but the balloon, for example, is quite easy. So you see, there's a train and a balloon, and you have to put the white balloons, throw up the white balloons to the train. For example, Milano comes to Italy. So I completed the first level, and of course the next levels are a bit more difficult. The train is getting faster and faster, and the balloons are coming more and more, and so on. And you have, of course, again the time, which is going back to zero. So do this way, and the next one. mm, Oh, okay, and so on. You see, you can do it as a competition, of course, again, who gets most points and so on. Okay, then let's go to my activities. And you see, I created a folder which is called Digital Tourist. And all the activities you do, you can remove to the folder if you made them in your project. You see, I made other folders, which German lessons, religious education, this is German for migrants, fair trade, maths, yeah, job, applying for a job, advents calendar. So here is with fairy tales, Christmas activities, and so on. Music education, history education, and so on. You see, I have, I think, hundreds of other apps I created, which I didn't put in the right folder yet, but it's very easy, you see. And so let's try to complete our uh, yeah, let's try to complete our folder with a lot of um, apps. I think that's all, and I hope you understood how it works. Most things are just learning by doing, and so I will leave this tutorial.